Hello friends, welcome to the Technical Point channel. This is Santosh Kumar. Uh, Today we will learn about how to create Spring Boot microservice, and then we will learn how to deploy this microservice in Kubernetes cluster. So I have already configured a minikube in my local system, and so first of all we will create one microservice, and then we will deploy it Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so let's first create it. uh, so here I have already started Spring Initializer, and in Spring Initializer we will create a microservice in Java, and we will, for build tool we will use Maven, and then we have used Spring Boot 3.2.0, and here we will use technical point group technical point, and then here we will use user service. Okay, and Java 17 already I have installed, so I am selecting this Java 17. Okay, so let's and also we will add a dependency, web dependency, and Spring Boot dev tool. Okay, so just generate the project. So we will zip it. uh, so you can use any editor. So here I am using IntelliJ editor, but you can use Eclipse or IntelliJ or any other editor, Java editor. uh, let's start it, the editor. Let's wait for starting. So this service is generated. So now we will rename it, use application.yaml. Here in POM, whatever the dependency I have added, uh, it is showing like Spring Boot starter web. Okay, and dev tool also. So it is configured. Now we will create a controller, like user controller we will create. So in this microservice, we will create only one API. Uh, so first of all, we will create this REST controller, and then we will define the context path. Hmm. Using request mapping. So in this API, we have created a one URI message, and it is taking the path variable as message, and it is just appending that message. So and also in the this method we will in this get in message info method we will just returning the result. So this is very simple and basic API. Just we want to just we have to create a my spring boot microservice, and then uh, we will uh, we will build it and we will run it, and after running, first of all we will check that okay it is working fine or not. So first of all we will run it, and first of all we will run it using IntelliJ. So here it is showing that Tomcat started on port 8080. By default, port is 8080. So I have forgotten. I have to mention if we want to change the port. If we want to change the port, then we can change the port. So here I have, we can mention the port like server colon 904. Okay, so we have mentioned it, so we will run it again. Okay, so by default 8080 port is there in Tomcat. So uh, but if we want to change it, suppose we are using we are creating multiple microservices, and uh, then there will be port conflict will be there. So therefore we will change the port number according to uh, our own. So it's depend upon myself. Okay, so server is restarted. Restart again, started again. So now we will run it. No, no, http colon slash slash localhost 904 slash user slash message slash hello. Hi. So it is showing, it is working fine. Okay, so if suppose we want to change the message like docker, so message is also changed. Okay, uh, if you want to change it like in the same browser, like http localhost Kubernetes. Okay, Kubernetes. So it is showing the message, whatever the message we passed, it is showing in the result. Okay, so microservice part is done, but if we want to use it from like we can run it from console also. Like first of all we will have to we can build, because if we build and then it will create the jar, and then this jar will be included in the uh, Docker file. So just I am explaining. 1 minute. I can show you how to do that. First of all, we will stop the running. Start running the server, and server is now stopped. And so we will go to the terminal, and then from terminal, first of all we have to build it. So by build, it will create the this target. There is no any jar is created. Okay, if because we have run directly from the IntelliJ. So for creating the jar, we have to build the Maven tool, using Maven tool. Maven. So mvn clean install. Okay, so if we write the mvn clean install, it will build, and whatever the dependency it will download, and then it will generate the required jar. So it's created. Okay, if we refresh it, I think it's already created. User service dash 0.0.0. point one dash snapshot dot jar. This jar is generated. Okay, so if we want to run it from mm, using Maven Spring Boot dash run. Okay, so I am running from console, because if we don't want to use any editor or IntelliJ, just we want to run our microservice from the console or from like terminal, so we can use this command. Okay, now the server has been started, and this is showing that server port started on 9004. Okay, so now suppose if we want to here like welcome technical point, like technical point, so it's showing, so it's running fine. Okay, it's working fine, and so this part is done. Now we will dockerize it. So first of all, for uh, this service is done, created, and then this service will be, we have to dockerize, and we have to dockerize it. After dockerizing, we have to deploy it a Kubernetes cluster. So for dockerizing, we have to use we have to include the docker file in our project. So docker file I have already created, so just I am copy pasting it here. So uh, we have to paste in the project. Yeah, so this is the syntax of the docker file. It will be in the main folder, copied in the main folder. Okay, if we see it, docker file, correct. This is the uh, name of the docker, D capital docker file. If small means only D capital is there. Please mention, please pay attention on this, and this is the file name, and no extension will be there. So in this docker file, we have to I have already copied, but I am explaining you. So first of all, we have to this is we have to mention that from and base image. So this base image is mentioned that what is the base image for running the Java, and it contains the underlying OS, and also whatever the dependency, what is the basic dependency is there, it is included here. And we have to wrap it with another dependency like working directory, and we have to, and also we have to copy the current generated jar, what is there in the, this is the jar. Okay, this is a jar of executable jar in our project of our user service. So we have to copy this jar user service, and we have to generate copied here, and then exposing. So expose 9004, and entry point is java dash jar user service dot jar. So we will so if suppose if we want to expose it on any port, then this is, we have to mention like which on which port this will be exposed, and entry point like we have to mention that that which jar should be there for entry point. From when it will be, when it will be created, like this jar, suppose a docker image is created, and then after creating the docker image, then it will be entry point, and it will container will be created, and then this is the entry point, and from here our project, our user service will be run. So that's why it is we have mentioned it. Okay, so now we are done, and for creating the user service, and now we will go for build the docker image, and creating the docker image, and then docker we will deploy this image in the Kubernetes cluster. So we will learn more in father. Okay. So here for this we have mentioned, we have already generated.